Some people enter this world already armed, with strength in their bones, with certainty in their eyes. Others arrive unnoticed, unprepared, unprotected. He was one of those. No talent that demanded attention, no power that inspired fear, no name worth remembering. In a world where worth was measured by force, he was given a title that erased expectation. The weakest. Not because he avoided conflict, but because every confrontation exposed how easily he could break. Yet weakness did not keep him away from danger, because danger was not a choice, it was a debt. He stepped forward not for recognition, not for pride, but because standing still meant losing everything. A body held together by endurance, carrying a burden no weapon could share. A mother suspended between breath and silence. A sister standing at the edge of a future that demanded protection. And a world that asked a brutal question: how much are you willing to bleed for those you love? The gateways were never just passages. They were confrontations disguised as opportunity. Every threshold crossed was a mirror held to the soul. How much pain can you tolerate? How long can you endure fear before it hollows you out? Many who entered were stronger. Many were confident. Many believed power was enough. Most never returned. Because raw strength does not see traps. It charges into them. Then came the moment where survival stopped being chance, a place built to punish arrogance, where rules outweighed muscle, where awareness mattered more than rage. He lived not because he was powerful. He lived because he learned. And learning is the earliest form of evolution. What followed was not salvation. It was an agreement, a system without compassion, without encouragement, only terms. Effort demanded payment. Failure demanded pain. No shortcuts, no mercy, only consequence. And this revealed the first truth. Growth is never granted. It is bargained for through suffering. His body resisted. Muscles tore themselves apart. Breath collapsed under strain. Fear returned every night, wearing new faces. But repetitions to fear, it makes it ordinary. And once fear becomes familiar, it loses authority. Days hardened into routine. Routine sharpened into discipline. And the transformation began. Not loudly, not dramatically, silently. This is the kind of change the world never notices until it's too late. He was never selected. He was shaped, forged by necessity. And that is why his journey endures. As his strength grew, something else began to change as well. Not his heart, not his purpose, but his distance. Growth demands time, and time must be taken from somewhere. From comfort, from rest, from ordinary moments most people never realize they are spending. There were days he wanted to stay, moments he wanted to live normally. But goals do not wait for perfect timing. They ask for commitment. So he kept moving forward, not because he was chasing power, but because he was building reliability. The kind of strength others could lean on. Every challenge sharpened him. Every risk clarified him. And every test reminded him why he started in the first place. He did not rush. He did not compare. He focused on one thing: being better than yesterday. And slowly, the impossible became manageable. The dangerous became familiar, and the fragile became dependable. One day, he realized something quietly powerful. He was no longer surviving. He was choosing. Choosing when to step forward. Choosing when to protect. Choosing how far he was willing to go for the people who mattered. The strength he built was not loud. It did not seek applause. It simply worked when it was needed. He could finally stand between danger and those he loved. Not as someone desperate, but as someone prepared. His family no longer lived in fear, not because the world became safer, but because he became stronger. There were sacrifices, quiet ones, moments missed, distances endured. There were nights when the distance felt heavier than the danger, not because he doubted the path, but because commitment often asks you to walk alone. He missed ordinary moments, conversations that never happened, time that could not be reclaimed. But he understood something important. Distance was not punishment. It was focus. Silence was not emptiness. It was preparation. Every step taken away was a step taken toward stability, toward a future where he could return not as someone exhausted, but as someone capable. He carried that longing with him, not as regret, but as fuel. But they were never meaningless, because every step he took was aligned with a choice: to grow, to protect, to build a future where weakness no longer decided fate. He proved something simple, yet powerful. You do not need to start strong to finish fulfilled. You only need to stay committed when the path is difficult. He reached his goals not by escaping who he was, but by improving himself every single day. And that is the kind of strength that changes lives.